Hello everyone, welcome to Rockshire Gaming. My name is Eric. Today, doing our series of unboxings related to past stretch goals, or not past stretch goals, related to past content that is being offered in Marvel United Multiverse by CMON Games. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the interior contents here of the United promos for Marvel United Season 1. This box has all of the stretch goal characters, cards, all that kind of stuff for the heroes that were offered as stretch goals throughout the first Marvel United campaign. This box is being offered for $120 on its own in the Multiverse campaign. You can also take a look at the X-Men box. We will be doing another unboxing for that one as well. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the interiors of this box. Now, with all that said, just note, I have had this for about 2 years. I do sleeve my games, a lot of cards, especially for games that I feel like I'm going to get a lot of use out of, or just games that I spent a lot of money on that I want to preserve them for a long time. Ironically, there are games I don't sleeve, but this game is sleeved, and you'll also notice I did have to come up with it at some additional storage because of things don't just fit in here once you sleeve all those cards. So with that said, let us go ahead and take a look at the interior of the box. So this is the Marvel United Season 1 box right here. And as you can see on the cover, there are quite a few different characters. They had to mash in as many as they could in the cover art. Basically, every character is represented either right straight forward here in the front, or little tiny drawings in the background, but everybody is here. The artwork on the top and the bottom. Top has Strange, Daredevil, and War Machine. The sides of the box are all going to have Vision, Wanda, and Hawkeye. It's going to be the same on the bottom and the other side there. So without further ado, let's go ahead and open this up. And we're going to put it right over here. Now, the first thing you do see when you open the box is basically another brown box on the inside. This is going to have a silhouette image of all of the characters and where they go in the box, as well as the numbering of, I'm assuming, when they were released in the Kickstarter. I have to go look through that, or basically just their production number. So we're gonna grab this. I know I'm grabbing it weird, but we're gonna grab this, and it tells you these are the characters on the top tray, and that these are the characters on the bottom tray. These two characters, they say, come separately. It's going to be for Yondu and Adam Warlock. They were, in the original campaign, they were characters that were the last two stretch goals. There was 3 stretch goals at the end. It was Nebula, Adam Warlock, and Yondu. And the 3 of them were all unlocked at the same time. But if you just had a core pledge, everybody got Nebula. If you had the Infinity Pledge, I believe, you got Yondu, and then if you did the all-in, you got Adam Warlock. And by that I mean, like, you got Yondu and Nebula if you did the Infinity Pledge, and you got Adam Warlock, Yondu, and Nebula if you got the all-in pledge. So we're going to put that right there. We'll take a look at that soon. Apparently, things got a little messy in the box here of mine. Everything kind of got flipped around. But this is going to be the punch board that comes with it. It does have 10 tokens. All my tokens are out. I'll show you later where they are because they are not in this here box, but that is what we got there. So I'm going to put that off to the side. And then we've got in here the dashboards for... Pause, because apparently I got everything going all over the place here. We'll fix that later. We got the dashboards for the various villains. So villain-wise, what you got. is you've got Villain, Venom, Rhino, MODOK, Kingpin, Kang, Hela, Dormammu, because I can never pronounce that name, Corvus Glaive, Carnage, Bullseye, and Baron Zemo. The villain versions in here of Venom and Kang were not originally part of the Kickstarter. That's why you don't see them on the Kickstarter page whatsoever. There's no artwork for them. They're not put into an update. They're not on the list of characters you got. There was supposedly a retailer after the game was released, before the Wave 1 shipping was conducted. So the campaign happened in March, April of 2020. No, February 2020. They were going to release to backers who chose Wave 1 shipping the core game around the time of Gen Con, but a retailer, I'm not going to say who it was, they decided to start selling the game early. And so as a "we're sorry" gift, they gave the villain Venom and the Kang characters as "oops, we're sorry" gifts. Now, whether or not those characters were supposed to be in the game, we just never got to those stretch goals in time, or if they were going to be convention exclusives, I don't know. I don't remember the story on there. I think the convention exclusive is the more of the likelihood, but regardless, that is what we got. Now, one of the things that you'll notice on the back of these cards is that there is no rules for the supervillain mode on here. This game does predate the supervillain mode. If you want to play supervillain mode with these villains, you can still. There is a listing on CMON's website that has the link to the supervillain mode from the X-Men game to use them in the original Marvel United. If you get or got the cardboard villain dashboards, those were updated to show the supervillain mode stats on the back of them. I do not know if they're going to add that to the new releases for the new Kickstarter. They didn't add them to the last one when they did Season 1, when they did the whole Season 1 reprint during the Season 2, so I don't know if they're going to do it during the Season 3 reprint. But that would be interesting to know. And yeah, so that is your villain dashboards. Like I said, you've got did anybody have any special rules? So look through here. MODOK has a special setup. Set aside the preparation master plan card and place it on top of the deck after shuffling it. Kingpin has special startup. Shuffle 6 plan tokens and place 1 on each location with the number facing up. So there is that. Hela's got special setup. Set aside the Banish Master Plan card and place it on top of the deck after shuffling it. Hela starts the game on the villain dashboard. So there's that. Dormammu special setup for 2, 3, or 4 players. For 2 players, remove 2 random Ritual Master Plan cards. For 3 players, remove 1 of the Ritual Master Plan cards. And for 4 players, no change. Those are all of the special setups and special rules for the characters. So yeah, I'm not going to go through all this because this video would be like 6 hours long if I went through every single one, because this is just a big giant box of new characters. Now, one of the things I will say, if you were on the fence about getting this box at all or any of the expansion content for this game, the game, Marvel United Multiverse, is going to come with 3 dedicated villains with a 4th antihero that you use as a villain. If you buy the original Marvel United at retail, you're going to have 3 villains. If you bought the X-Men box at retail, you're going to have 2 dedicated villains and 2 antiheroes, so 4 total villains. So you're at, what's that math? 11 11 villains to fight. So you already have a lot of villains to fight. One of the main things, despite how diverse the heroes get, if you look at the updates for this Kickstarter, you see that the heroes themselves don't have very big update write-ups. The villains usually do. They usually have some new mechanic or some new way of doing things, and that's kind of what changes the game, what changes the win condition. Even in the base Marvel United game, um, the like all three villains themselves have different ways of winning the game. Baron Zemo, or not Baron Zemo, Red Skull has his fear track on the board. When he fills it up, he wins. If I'm remembering correctly, Ultron is basically trying to go through overflows. Once everything is overflowed, he wins. And I think Taskmaster is just basically running out the clock, trying to do what he can to get the all his master plan cards played. So even then, all three of them have different ways of the villain winning. So, and like I said, there's a lot of characters. So I'm just trying to remember who does what. So if I got it wrong, you can let me know. But whatever. But as I was saying, the villains themselves are what diversify this game. So that would be a pro in the pro column to buying these expansions, because you're going to get, I think it's 11 new villains. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is going to give you 11 new characters, and for about the price you're going to be paying at, if you're adding all the retail prices with this Kickstarter, you're about the same exact price as getting this box and the X-Men promo, Mutant Promos box. So that's something to think about there. So there is all of your dashboards there. Now, what do we have left in the box is going to be the various hero cards. I don't remember exactly how I separated them out, but as you can see, mine are all sleeve. I usually use the Game Genic sleeves for my stuff. They are kind of the replacement for the Fantasy Flight sleeves, and I like them a little bit better. I do get the matte ones just to try to avoid shininess, although I can see there's some shine here, but the regular sleeves would be a little bit more shiny. I didn't get them necessarily because of the fact that I'm doing a channel on stuff, but there you go. So I got what I think here is my Marvel Knights. Yep, this is not Marvel Knights, this is Defenders. So I got my Daredevil cards here, and Jessica Jones there, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist. So let's kind of take a look at Daredevil's deck right there. He's got his Wild Punch, that kind of stuff there. Double Wild. Now these characters, that's the other reason why they're doing equipment and why there's more equipment cards for Season 1 characters than Season 2 characters being offered so far, is that the Season 1 characters did have less special action cards. They only have 3 cards that do special actions. The other 9 cards just have the action symbols and whatnot on the bottom of them. Daredevil, Man Without Fear, gain 1 movement token for each civilian you rescue on this turn. Blind Justice, gain 1 movement token for each thug you defeat this turn. And then Radar Sense, gain either a heroic action or a punch token for each location you enter this turn. So the more he moves with that, the more he's able to do. That is pretty cool. But yeah, so I've got 4 heroes here. Let's get the blocks closer so I can actually see in there. This pocket right here was, I think, a mixed bag. I got Frank Castle here, Blade there, Moon Knight there, and Shang-Chi in there. Let's take a look at Shang-Chi's cards. Got a bunch of movements, some heroic actions, a lot of heroic actions there. His Wild and Double Wild. Martial Arts. Master Martial Artist, double each punch on the previous hero card in the storyline, and he looks like he's got 3 of those, all doing the same thing. So that's his bag right there, and just because there is a show about it, we'll take a look at Moon Knight. Standard, a bunch of movements in it here. Looking at it and glancing at it, you would think that some of the characters have basically the same, not the same exact cards, but have all the same symbols. They don't. Some have more heroic actions, some have more attack token symbols, and some have more movement symbols. I'm not going to go through right now and figure out who has what and where. There are lists online of people who have broken down who has what abilities, who has more of each kind of token and whatnot. So that way you can try to, depending on the villain, try to optimize your teams better and not just use Adam Warlock every time. So there are his regular cards. Then he's got his 3 abilities. Dissociative Identity Disorder. Shuffle your hand and your deck together. Then draw 3 cards. So he gets a refresh of his cards there. Noshnu's Power. Wild for each of your special effect cards in the storyline, including this one. So you want to basically play this after the other 2. And then Moon Knight Suit until the beginning of your next turn. If you would take damage, ignore it and move to any location instead. So gives him some movement ability there. So that is what we're going to look at there. She-Hulk here with her TV show. So this one's got She-Hulk, Mockingbird, who I forgot to mention during my listing of who would be in a Shield, or who would be in a Shield team for a team deck in Marvel United Multiverse. Then we've got Elektra and then America Chavez. Let's go ahead and take a look at the She-Hulk card, since she also has a TV show out there on the books. She-Hulk got a lot of punch, and heroic actions with her wild and double wild transformation. Punch plus another punch for each transformation card in the storyline, including this one, and that is her 4 cards. Almost said 3. So, I know I said that these only had 3. The main games do only have 3 various special action cards. Some of them did have more. She-Hulk has 4. I think Black Cat has 5 or 6. But yeah, there is that. I think this pocket I made is the cosmic character. So yeah, Nova, a Ghost Rider, Howard the Duck, and Adam Warlock. There, let's see, you got Adam Warlock's cards here. So move. Some heroic actions mixed with some punching. He's got 2 double wilds. Thar. He's got his immortality. As long as his card is face up in the storyline, you cannot be forced to discard your last card. Quantum Magic. Look at the top 3 Master Plan cards and put them back on top in any order. And then Avatar of Life. The next Master Plan card will be played face down with no effect now. He doesn't have any symbols here, so yeah, blocks the next Master Plan card from coming out, but you don't give any abilities to the next person in line. So, yeah, that can be good or bad there. We'll do this. This is the middle one. This is going to be more, I think, cosmic characters or Guardians-related characters. So there's Drax. These are all the Guardians. Mantis and Nebula and Yondu. So, yeah, there is those cards right there. Who do we want to take a look at? Let's take a look at, well, since she was important to the store, to the Kickstarter, we'll take a look at Nebula cards. Nebula has a pretty good array until you get to here. Then she's got a bunch of punching. Let's see. She's got her Regeneration Implant. You may draw cards until you have 3 in your hand. Image Projection. Every hero can swap a card from their hand with one of their cards in the storyline. Remove the top card of the Master Plan deck from the game, and Electro Shock Batons punch in both adjacent locations. So there's some cool stuff with her there. As we go to put this one back, and finally in here, this is not all the characters, just so you know. We got the hero version of Venom. We've got Spider-Man 2099, the original version. We got Spider-Woman and then we've got Black Cat. So yes, I made this one the spider-related characters. So I'm not going to go through I'm not going to go through these. But that is what is in here. Now, if you notice and you were counting, each pocket in here has 4 characters in it. Because of the fact that I sleeved the cards, I did not have enough room for anything else in this box. Now, I did get a couple things to store the rest of the cards in because I want to still utilize this. One of my goals that I want to do with this, unless CMON comes up with another storage solution, I'm also very terrible at getting rid of boxes. That's why if you look up here, basically behind there is all the other boxes. I basically have kept all of them, and that's why currently Marvel United takes up almost 4 Calyx shelves of stuff, because I've got the locations right there, and these other boxes that I have are basically hidden back there too. So far, the other thing also, you notice that there's only heroes in this box right here. So what I did get is I got these strongholds from GameGenic as well. I really like them. They're nice, durable, and I like them a lot. I like the fact that they are magnetic. I wish that looks a lot more blue on the monitor over there, but I wish it was that color blue. But anyway, so I got these for holding the rest of the hero cards. I feel like I could probably put most of them in here, but these are going to be the rest of the heroes. So we've got Squirrel Girl here. We've got Doctor Strange. We've got, looking at everything upside down, Squirrel Girl, Doctor Strange, Vision, Wanda, Scarlet Witch, Quicksilver, and Okoye in one pocket there. And in the other one, we've got War Machine. We've got the Falcon version of Sam Wilson and Nick Fury Jr. now. Hawkeye and Ms. Marvel all in those pockets right there. Puckett and Bucket. So yeah, those are the rest of the heroes in the game. There, I don't think there's anything in this other. Yeah, no, there's no tokens for the heroes specifically in here. So, like I said, I got this box to hold the heroes in that did not fit in the game. But again, as you notice, there are no villains in this. So I did have the blue one for the heroes, and I got a red one to hold the villains. So you can also tell this one's a little bit heavier. So in here, I've got my villains. So in the top one, we've got villain Venom with his threat cards. We've got Rhino with his threats, MODOK threats, Kingpin threats, Kang threats in there. And then the last one, or not last one, but then the other pocket in here, we've got a lot of stuff. It's gonna not hold in my hand very well. We got Corvus, Glaive, Carnage and his stuff, and Bullseye there, and Baron Zemo, and Hela, and Dormammu there. I can never pronounce his name. Also, because I think I was like way over here with it, looking at it. Again, there's Venom, Rhino, MODOK, and Kingpin. Can't forget Kingpin, and Kang the Conqueror. So there are all of those characters right there. And like I said, it doesn't look like it from the box itself, but there is a lot of content in here. If you do not sleeve your cards, all of these cards and everything will fit in the. I can do it right. Will fit in the box, of course, because that's how it's shipped to you. Even, and I don't know how they're going to do it with this one. In the original campaign, Adam Warlock, because of the fact that they were given away at different tiers, Adam Warlock and Yondu were in separate white boxes that I don't have right now. I think I'm using those boxes as spacers and something else, but and those aren't them up there if you see them. That's the ones for Storm and Old Man Logan. But they do have the spots in here for those cards. As you can see, they fit in here. They make the spots for them. So there is that. One other thing of reason, again, like this Stronghold for Gamegenic is that I do have one other tray that I use for the other tokens. These are the tokens for Kingpin in here, and then the KO tokens that I don't remember exactly who they're used for in here. I just know that everyone and their mother seems to have KO tokens. Now, I think there's actually a set in the Guardians Remix box as well, so it looks like Ronan would use those. So there is that. I'll put that over here, yonder. Let's see, move these here, and we'll move these over here, because now we're going to do what you guys probably all wanted to look at, which is going to be the box of trays here. So let me move this over here. I have more room to the side of me. So this is the box of trays of characters here that we open up, and it's going to be loud. I apologize. These trays are closer to the microphone than I actually am technically. And this is how your trays come here. There's a top tray and a bottom tray. So let's take a couple of these out. We got Doctor Strange there. Can it zoom in? Can it? Nope. Is it going to? No. Come on. It's not gonna focus. Nope, it's not gonna focus. Sorry. But you got your. Let me actually. Isn't gonna do it now. What's on the black? Nope, there's just way too many things down here. So yeah, we've got Doctor Strange right here. Let's lift it up and move it. That's a smart Eric. All right, so we got Doctor Strange. We've got the heroic versions of Wanda and Pietro. Again, that thing is not going to focus on you guys, is it? Nope. I'm just putting up blurry stuff all over. So, yeah, that's these are going to be your figures. Let's see, will Kingpin? Let's see, will a red figure do something? Nope. I don't think I have the camera locked, but I don't want to really look here. But yeah, anyway, this is all your figures here. Some very nice sculpts. Not one of them. Usually when you get, we usually get any kind of figure from any kind of board game, you usually see like either mold lines or something like that. These are pretty good sculpts here. There is not one in here that I was really like, eh. Now when compared to future games, you can tell they upped their game as far as the artwork goes with newer expansions, newer content. So when you're comparing it to newer ones, yes, absolutely, the newer ones are going to look better. I like, I mean, I've got Sam here from his Falcon costume, and his Captain America one, the sculpt and everything looks a little bit better, but I still really like this costume here. Who else do I got? Let me see. Corvus Glaive was one of those characters that it doesn't really bother me that much, and I haven't painted him yet, so that's probably why it doesn't bother me. And you can't see it, but up there, whoa, not gonna be able to see, are ya? Nope, it's gonna be blurry the whole time. He does have down here by his belt, there is a gap separating the top half of the character from the bottom half of the character. You could always use green stuff or something like that to fill in the gap. I could technically use try to freeze it and see if I can break apart the glue and put it back together. I don't really want to, but there is that right there. I've got right here in my hand the where I can see technically get it, the villain version of Venom there. Let's see, got Baron Zemo with his sword looking all He-Man-y right there. Again, you can't see it because it's blurry. I don't know why I keep showing them. And then you do have it's got a lid technically, but then you do have a second tray. We'll put that right there. That does have the various other characters, all heroic characters in this one. If I remember correctly, the only character I had the problem with it was Spider-Man 2099. One of his feet was not in the base, so I had to glue that back together. But again, wasn't that big of a problem. So I think the heroic Venom is the one that more resembles the artwork on the card as far as how it's designed. Although I do I almost like the sculpt a little bit better of the villain Venom. But yeah, you got two different kinds of Venom, not to be confused with Carnage here. So there is that. Let's see, who else can I show you? Let's see here. Well, here's Adam Warlock, and here is Yondu. These were the special guys that you got separately. There, that again, like I said, they fit right there in the box, so you don't have to basically keep those extra white boxes. Let me show you. Apparently, I've never opened everything else. Never opened these. This is the Storm from the X-Men season. This is the kind of box that they are going to ship. That they would ship these in now. I don't know if they're just going to put them all in the box for the new campaign, but there is that. Let's see. Let's go with one more. Moon Knight. He was a pretty good one. He's got a TV show, so we'll show him. There's a pretty good sculpt there for him there. So yeah, so like I said, you are getting all this for $120 if you go with this game. All this content, not these boxes right here, not the Game Genic boxes, those are mine, and not this card sleeves. Those are all also things that I spent, unfortunately, way too much money to get. So you get the all these characters here, both heroes and villains. Gives you a good variety of characters to play as. And if you almost have the entire MCU Avengers team between this and the core box. The core box is going to give you Cap, Iron Man, Black Widow, and Hulk. With this box, you're going to get Hawkeye and there's Hawkeye right there. So there he is, right there. He's Hawkeyeing. There. And then you'd have to get Thor, you'd have to get the Tales of Asgard box. So there is that. That is all the content available. Other thing you'll notice on here is, because they didn't start doing it until the second season, is that there are no clear plastic effects in this, even though there's characters that look like they would have some, like Doctor Strange with his hands there, Nova blasting off. Here, there are no clear plastics, so you don't have to worry about how you're painting them. They introduced that in the X-Men campaign, and some people love it, some people rue the day. So, with that said, that is all the content available in Marvel United, the United Promos box. It is, like I said, $120 right now on the Multiverse Kickstarter offered by CMON. If you want this content, go ahead and get it. If you don't want this content, don't buy it. It's your money. Do with what you need to do with it. If you can't afford it, then I'm not trying to say to push into getting it. But just want to say this is a lot of content, and you get 11 villains to fight. It's going to completely up the variety in the game right there. And yeah, that is it. That is all the content for this box. So I'd like to say thank you guys very much for tuning in. Be on the lookout also for a unboxing of the X-Men Mutants promo box as well. But that's all we're going with today. So thank you guys for watching. Please like this channel, subscribe to the video. That's not how it goes. It goes the other way. Subscribe to this channel, like this video, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you, and